Tornado, people rushed to their homes to survey the damage.
But for one New Orleans police officer, a severely damaged home didn't stand in the way to uphold the oath he took to protect and serve. Meg Gatto reports.
To know that I just can't do anything myself to pick this up is it's kind of hard.
Willie Jenkins III always pitches in when disaster strikes.
That's the oath I took.
The 1st District NOPD officer had just left his house Tuesday morning when he heard the alert come over his police radio.
You got here to see this. It's not a good sight to come home to.
While most would crumble from the shock, Jenkins says he knew he had to stay strong because for many, staying here wasn't an option.
We had to make sure that everybody else was safe, so that was the main focus.
With his wife Tanya and son accounted for, Jenkins hit the streets with his fellow officers, pulling people to safety from their damaged homes, keeping looters and looky-loos out of the hardest-hit neighborhoods, and providing the reassurance to so many bewildered neighbors that everything would be okay.
All these things will be replaced.
Hours later, Jenkins and his wife returned home. That's when the reality of this situation sank in.
This is like a war zone. Would have never imagined that it would ever be this way.
This loss even more devastating because the house used to belong to Officer Jenkins' grandmother. In fact, she helped rebuild it after Katrina.
My son, that was his main thing. He said this house connected him to her. But you know what? Memories live on in all of us, so we'll be all right.
Even with the sun shining through the holes in their roof and water spewing onto the floor, the Jenkins relish in the smallest finds, like childhood pictures of their children that survived.
We got it out of the attic miraculously, and where the attic was.
In between his shifts, keeping New Orleans streets safe, Officer Jenkins and his wife discovered something beautiful. The same people he's responsible for protecting day in and day out are giving back to his family.
We've had such an outpouring of love and support from so many people that it's refreshing to know that it's only stuff and it'll be rebuilt.
In New Orleans East, Meg Gatto, Fox 8 News.
And I actually know Sergeant Jenkins personally. He's a friend. He's an incredible officer. Does not surprise me that he put other tornado victims first. Some of the Officer Jenkins uniforms were destroyed in the tornado. He says some of his fellow officers pitched in to help buy him new ones.